So we will start with Deborah Coyne.
Oh, thank you very much. Well, I'd like to thank CARP for organizing this debate and giving my fellow candidates and me an opportunity to discuss issues that are facing older Canadians. But these aren't issues that are restricted to any, one given age group, because these issues, whether it's healthcare, elder care, pensions, retirement security, aging with dignity and respect, affect everyone. What they require is bold national leadership, something that is very much absent with the current Conservative government. I'm in this race because I believe the Liberal Party has to get back to being the party of bold national leadership. It doesn't mean micromanaging or imposing blueprints. What it means is rallying Canadians behind a vision and principles that bring citizens and governments to the table to work together in the national interest. So I am hopeful that Canadians will respond to my call for bold national leadership, and together we can face any challenge and build one Canada for all Canadians.
Thank you. Deborah, you start off.
Okay. Well, this healthcare is a perfect example of what I see as a lack of national leadership. And first of all, Mr. Harper has just stepped back and said, I don't have anything more to do about it. And he's wrong. Federal government is responsible for national healthcare standards and making sure that we have comparable access to quality and the range of services across the country. That's fundamental. But I'm very practical in my program going forward. We have to do something to modernize our federation to ensure that everyone knows there have to be forums with Ottawa at the table. So as you know, right now, Mr. Harper sort of spun it off to this group of provincial premiers. I don't have anything against them, but they're just not wired nationally. So they sit around and they figure out a few drugs that they can buy together, or they sit around and exchange practices, and then Madame Ravois walks right out on it. Now, that is not what we need. We need everyone working together, and you need Ottawa at the table. So my proposal is to use the Health Council of Canada to beef it up, give it a different role. I've also put forward more generally something called the Council of Canadian Governments, which is an administrative body, because essentially not just healthcare, pensions, everything involve all levels of government, and you simply have to get everyone at the table. And the final thing I would say is that as a party who wants to form government, you go into the next election not with a whole bunch of confusing accounting-like proposals, but say, here are our priorities. So in 2-3 years, we get national healthcare standards and a mechanism in place. We do something about pensions, expand CPP, and so forth.
That part of the money, indeed, for technology.
I think the discussion of home care highlights the need to focus on the human side of government or the human side of public services. Because, yeah, technology is fine, and that was a good approach to make sure that you have access to the highest technology.
It's an example of leadership.
Yeah, but it's the front lines, and it's the support workers and all of that. I mean, I guess Karen and I were just talking. It's like the schools. They have soft underbelly. The first thing that goes in the cutbacks are the teachers' assistants, which are so necessary, and they are a good investment. They provide jobs. It's not technology, but it's helping. It's much more durable. Same thing on home care. So I think it means prioritizing, and I believe the Liberal Party has had a good position here, and saying that this is as important as anything else, and in fact it has economic benefits and employment benefits. Yeah, I certainly share the CPP is the right thing to be expanded. These pooled registered pension plans, even Mr. Harper should be listening to the C.D. Howe Institute. It's not working, and mostly because it's being done province by province, no comparability, no intersection, and so that's right off. Martha's quite right. People that stay home with their kids and say, oh, they should be able to contribute. I've met so many mothers that have stayed home and they want to be able to contribute. That's a no-brainer, and so therefore, yes, move towards the universal side of things. What I wanted raised, because I always raise this, we need the national leadership, but this is a federal-provincial matter. And I don't think it's easy. It's too easy to talk about guaranteed annual income. We do have components. We have guaranteed income supplement. Yes, too low. Has to be. Why can't we set it at levels? But we need to get all the governments in the table. And what Mr. Harper did wrong with the OAS increase, I'm not pathologically opposed to it. We're all working longer, some of us. We know that many can't. Is he just announced it from Davos and said we're doing it, and the provinces went, oh my God, we're going to have to, it's going to throw people onto social assistance and so forth. So you don't do it that way. You do it with all the governments at the table and in Parliament. You send it to a committee and you say, go away, come up with pension reform, and come back with a unanimous report. Be elsewhere, but it's very inequitable. The role of the federal government is to ensure equity across the country. So we have to have a mechanism and get a mandate. And I believe that that means in the next general election, you have to go to the people and say, as I said before, we want a mandate to have national health care standards, to purchase in bulk, etc., so that when you get that mandate, the provincial premiers, including Madame Marois, if she's so lucky to be there, I don't think so, but she will have to come and she'll say, okay, there's a mandate here, we're coming to talk about it.
I think it helps if the federal government comes to the table with money. They're more likely to get the attention of the
But they need to
provincial
get the
premiers.
mandate. The people speak in elections, and many of you guys do.
Those things.
Instead of going the
No,
opposite
If I can
direction.
just insert here, I have a very specific proposal here, and this goes to Australia and the other countries that have similar, they go after pharmacare and they take care of things somewhat better than we do. There is a mess in terms of fiscal transfers. We don't ensure equity. Our equalization, no one understands how it works, and we should not be moving to per capita when we really are looking at fiscal capacity
So,
and what.
spit it out.
So it's a commission on fiscal transfers. Australia has it. It's an independent commission of experts. It reports to the national government, makes a proposal for equalization each year. It's nothing that is Ottawa governing or anything. It's experts that are there gathering the information on the tax bases and things that are going on in the provinces and coming to the table. Yeah, I mean, I'll just add, we're talking again about the human side of government, the human side of society, and so clearly we want to have as many people productively engaged as we can. The skills side of things is very important, or finding and getting people into jobs. Joyce is quite right. There is a huge mismatch, and the government is acknowledging it, and we should watch out to see what they're doing. But the real problem is there are billions of dollars in training goes to EI, through EI, to the provinces, and most people aren't on EI, but who are unemployed or underemployed or in non-standard employment, and that includes a lot of elderly people. So to the extent you need skills, we have to do a much better job, and it means collaborating with the provinces and making sure that these you can actually pull all the streams together. Another proposal that I have, you could even rethink EI. Take it, say to employers, you don't have to pay the premiums anymore. It's going to come out of general revenues because we want you to create jobs. So we'll take that off you, and we're redefining unemployment. And it doesn't just mean someone that is employed in the current situation.
So incentives
To healthcare.